Have you ever heard an AI say, I don't know? Probably not. Large language models are confident liars. If you ask them a question and they don't know the answer, they will hallucinate and generate garbage. But worse than the lie is the cost. It will happily burn your API quota and token budget to generate such garbage. Today, in our Building, Breaking, and Documenting series, I am going to explain how I created a 0 millisecond circuit breaker for SmartDocs. We are mathematically forcing our AI to shut up, saving our startup thousands in network calls. In phase 5 of the SmartDocs build, we created coordinates of 3072 dimensions. In phase 6, we need to read them. Standard AI wrappers just take the prompt from the user and send them directly to either OpenAI or Gemini's APIs. That is how you bleed money. Instead, look at this raw SQL query in our Nest.js architecture. We inserted a bouncer at the database level. Before the LLM even knows a question was asked, PostgreSQL runs a cosine similarity search using pgvector. We tune it to a limit 10 to get broad context, but here's the secret. We also enforce that the distance threshold should be greater than 60%. Think of this threshold as a physical wall. If a chunk of text in our database isn't a 60% mathematical match to the user's question, it physically cannot pass this line of code, and it never reaches the AI. Let's look at this in production. First, I will try with a valid question. I'm going to ask what information does the database have about NPM. Once I hit enter, the vector database finds similar chunks and then passes them on to Gemini Flash 2.5. As you can see that the query was first searched in the database, it found a relevant chunk, and then the call to Gemini 2.5 Flash was made and a successful RAG response was generated. As a result of this, we get a synthesized answer to our query. Now watch what happens when I try to attack the system by asking an irrelevant question. Let's ask it to give us a recipe of pancakes. Boom! Instant response, 0 milliseconds, no network loading. Why? Because our database found 0 chunks matching that query above our 60% threshold. Our backend triggered an early return short circuit. It bypassed the external LLM call entirely. 0 milliseconds latency, 0 API tokens billed. If you are a bootstrap founder or an emerging market developer, protecting your API-free tiers is a matter of survival. Gemini 2.5 Flash restricts us to 20 peak requests per day, specifically on the free tier. Relying on a prompt to say, I don't know, which it never will, is a waste of that quota. By shifting the control over to the database via raw SQL, we not only protect our rate limits, but also prevent the AI from hallucinating. Stop building wrappers that bleed money. Build resilient systems. If you are a technical founder or CTO trying to stop your AI infrastructure cost from spiraling, shoot me a DM on LinkedIn or X. We can definitely look at your architecture together. If you want the full architectural blueprints, drop a comment below and make sure we are connected. I'll see you in the next one.